astronauts on the International Space Station are waiting for a cargo carrier that blasted off from Japan on Saturday. The ship is carrying food, experimental gear, and things crew members need to live and work. It's also carrying 5 tiny satellites called CubeSats the astronauts will launch by using ISS's robotic arm. Those satellites are small enough to hold in your hand, but could change the way we use space. NHK World's Daisuke Azuma reports.
3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
On Saturday, the H-2B rocket lifted off. It carries 5 CubeSats. They are just 10 centimeter cubes, but these satellites pack a lot of scientific power. They are a way for academic researchers to get a platform in space. Students at the Japanese Tech University built one of the CubeSats heading into orbit. It is called Niwaka. Officials at the Japanese Space Agency set strict limits on size and weight, so the CubeSat meets international standards. The students had to squeeze the satellite into a volume of exactly 1 liter and make it no heavier than 1 kilograms.
We originally used thicker aluminum. We had to make it much thinner. That was hard work.
The students have to shave the case down to half its original thickness, just 1.5 millimeters. The Niwaka will carry out 2 missions. High-energy LEDs will broadcast a message in Morse code. People on Earth will be able to see that signal with the naked eye.
People have launched hundreds of satellites into space, but this may be the first that emits light.
The satellite's other mission is an experiment that could revolutionize telecommunications. The Niwaka will take photos of the Earth and store them during the mission. The students in Japan designed the system 100 times faster than current tiny satellites. The students will test it by instructing the satellite to transmit its data.
Only satellites weighing 500 kilos or a ton have been able to handle high-speed telecommunications. If a CubeSat can do that, it will have great commercial value.
The students couldn't miss the blast-off.
What a relief.
Everything depends on how good a job we do.
The students designed a lot of the systems on the satellite. I don't want to miss any transmissions from space.
Daisuke Azuma is back from Tanegashima after witnessing the launch. You're lucky to see the launch, Daisuke. There was in the interview one of the professors that made the satellite. Where else are these so-called small cube satellites being developed?
People at universities and small companies are designing a CubeSat in other locations in Japan. Researchers are also developing them at universities in the United States.
Okay.
Officials at NASA plan to launch by the study. Scientists in Asian countries also want to develop a CubeSat and put them in space. One of the CubeSat on their way to the space station is Vietnamese. It can send photos from space.
Now, astronauts will launch CubeSats from space stations for the first time. Why are they using this method?
If satellites are carried into space by a rocket, they have to be tremendously strong to survive blast-off. If they are carried to the space station as cargo, they don't need to be so tough. So putting them in space is cheaper. Officials at the Japanese Space Agency see big possibilities.
宇宙ステーションには補給フライトと呼ばれる、フライト
Transfer vehicles regularly deliver supplies to the space station. So we'll have more and more opportunities to launch satellites.
If the first launches from a space station are successful, they open up a new route for getting a satellite into space. Then, businesses will be able to exploit the technology. The Japanese cargo carrier will dock with the space station on Saturday. A Japanese astronaut will use a robotic arm to release the CubeSat in September.
And you will be covering that for us as well. Thanks very much, Daisuke. NHK World's Daisuke Hazuma.